So it was around 50 of dental school, and we transitioned to start doing several courses like prosthetic technique, operative techniques, and the funny thing is that these courses required the use of our hands to create stuffs, to cut cavities, to make artificial teeth. And during the course of this training, I, just like many of my classmates, realized that our hands were not sufficient at all. And it was so bad that, at least in the early phases of this training, I was disappointed at myself for having such terrible hand skills. And because of that, I put in the effort to try to get better at doing stuff with my hand. And with practice, I actually got better. But still, I had this sense of inadequacy in with my skills, and this is continually showing in my studies. And while the theoretical aspect of things are quite good and normal and okay, the hands-on stuff is quite challenging. And so in order to bridge this gap, I've considered and thought about improving my hand skills, because without a good hand, you won't make a good dentist, a good professional. And so, in this path of improving my hand skills, I've reignited my training, my practice with the guitar, and all these, like many other things I'm trying to do, are to improve my hand coordination, at least you could say that. But all in all, it's to make a better, well-rounded human. So it's not nice or cool to just be someone who can say stuff off the head and not know how to use the hands, because I kind of envy those who can use their hand sufficiently to do stuff, and I want to be like that. And in trying to be like that, I would need to work on myself and get better at handling stuffs and doing things around. And for my love of music too, I have picked up the guitar again, and I'm trying to improve. And we all know this is the Christmas period, and I think I'm just dropping this because it has been on my mind for quite some time now, and particularly in the country I'm in, Nigeria, where the dental students just move on to the fifth year without any prior information of hand skills, and so they transition from book and theory to using your hands is quite challenging. And in order to bridge that gap, the students, the dentists, to be the dental students, should be exposed to some level of hand skills prior to this stage. And while I was not exposed, I would like future dental students to be exposed to such training in order to not find it so difficult to engage in clinical dental practice. And due to this, I've also come to realize that dentistry is an art, not just a science of learning stuff and knowing what to do. It's knowing how to even do it. So you can know what to do, but your hands are incapable of doing them. And so at the end of the day, you won't be able to provide the kind of care you need to give your patient. And so to provide the best care possible, you need to also improve your hands. Sure, there might be people who are born with better hands than others, but anything can be achieved through consistent practice. And while you are showing up in your clinic, doing your stuff, um, attending to patients, reading your books, you should also dedicate ample time to working on your hands. So creating stuff with your hand, actively engaging in clinic, doing the stuff like the various stuff we do, impression taking, the examination, and other procedures. So I've realized that the hand should not be deficient. So sure, you know the things in your head, but you can't translate them to your patient. So, and this hand is like the means of bringing into reality what your head says. So it's more like a channel through which you communicate with your head, your patient. I don't even know if that makes sense. But all in all, I'm saying that I would want to get better at doing stuff in my hand, and I would also want to encourage dental students to include a form of art in whatever they do, get better with their hands, and eventually make patient care a better one. So again, Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. So I'll just leave you with a little jam to Merry Christmas, the traditional Merry Christmas song. So yeah, it's still a bit rusty, but just appreciate what you have. Hopefully. So it's we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings will come to you and your king. Good tidings of Christmas and a Happy New Year. One more time. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Tidings we bring to you and your king. Good tidings of Christmas and a Happy New Year. That was a rusty one, but Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.